Yeah, the easiest way to recover is to go and win your next game against Odisha, who's going to be a tough game, a good side, sign some good players and in good form. But what we've got to do is get back to our best form. Cut out, obviously, the individual errors that we made, because we showed what a wonderful team we can be, the spirit, the heart. As you mentioned, lots of positives, but equally, we have to make sure we address, the individual mistakes we made, look to cut them out, and if we do that, it'll obviously give us a platform to go and try and win games. No, I think with any game you're always going to have individual mistakes. What we have to do is make the mistakes not as glaring as what they were, because really there was no recovery from the mistakes. Sometimes you can make a mistake from a starting position, sometimes it can be a misplaced pass, it can be different types of errors. The bottom line is it happened. We were hurt by it because we were punished severely for it, because Mumbai City were clinical. There'll be some times that you'll make those mistakes and not be punished as severely as we were, but that's because they're a good side. But what we did show was throughout the whole game, not just in the second half, we created many chances. That's what we have to do, and make sure we're clinical, because if we do that, we've shown that we can score goals and win games, and that's what we have to do against a very good Odisha team. Yeah, he obviously had a strain on it, and he had to come off just as you mentioned. He's been receiving treatment. We'll give him to the last minute to see if he's available for the game, and if not, then of course we'll take a decision on it. So we have competition for places, and hopefully the skipper's available, because he's an important part of what we do. But as I said, the next day or so will determine that. Yeah, well, Len has managed to train today, so we're hoping that Len will be available. Obviously, Jordan Murray's now doing all the training, so he's certainly, what Jordan needs now is more minutes, but he's building up and building up. Nerka, obviously, Valskus wasn't able to start the other night as well, which was, so again, we're looking just a bit of maintenance to look to see if we can make sure that he's in a position to start games, because obviously, Valskus, Lindungo, Jordan Murray, I mean, these are all huge parts of what we're doing. Young Mobashir's been injured since really the outset of the season, but he is making good progress. Odisha will probably be too soon for him, but he is getting better and on the way back, which is good. So hopefully, bit by bit, we can be close to a full squad, but it's always to the last minute we'll give those boys to be available. But what we do know is that every one of them want to be involved. They want to all play a part for Jamshedpur, and that's what we need, people with big hearts, prepared to be out there and give their very best for the club. Jamshedpur only play one way, and that's to win matches. We're very respectful of who we play, absolutely. We recognise their quality, but we don't change with all due respect. We were very respectful of the opposition, we understand what they're about, but we have our style of playing, we have a way of playing at high intensity. We see the results it can bring when we're at our best, so we have to focus on what we can do at Jamshedpur. If we're at our very best, it's a game that we can win, and that's what we have to make sure. We have to make sure we're ready to give every ounce of effort with the quality we have to win a tough game against, as I said, a very good Odisha team. Yeah, Ishan's a young player, as we have many young players who are going to get better as they move on. And of course, coming in, you mentioned it was his first ISL start. He acquitted himself, he worked very hard. Very unlucky not to score the second goal himself when he was in on the rebound, knocked it off, obviously the woodwork, and Big Ellie was there to put it home. So there's no doubt, certainly in the second half, Ishan got more of the ball and looked composed at the right times. He can score goals, we know that. What we're trying to do is, with all the young players, is develop their all-round game. And Ishan will benefit from working with us, there's no doubt about it. He'll continue to get better. And he's a great lad, very good about the place as well. So it's important to be a good player, but it's also very important that you're the right type. And Ishan is, he's a team player. He wants to help his team, and he's fantastic to have in the group. I think there's been some good teams. I think we've been very unfortunate. For example, if you talk about clean sheets, we would have had a clean sheet against ATK Mohun Bagan because the boy's 2 yards offside. So we never get a clean sheet of that because of a poor decision. That's very simple. So, and sometimes there'll be things like that. The bottom line is you're right, we have to look to try and achieve those clean sheets. I've got to say there's not been too many in the league this year, but we have to make sure we concentrate on our part. And if we get those clean sheets, of course, that gives you a tremendous platform to go and win a game, because the minimum you have is 1 point, but knowing that we had the goal threat we have, then we can certainly feel. So I think it's getting the balance together, making sure that we're solid at the back, but equally we're a real threat when we go forward. If we can achieve that balance, of course, that'll lead to winning many games.